The first sign that my day was about to fall apart wasn't a siren or shattering glass. None of that movie stuff. It was a voice, sharp and entitled, echoing off the tile in my kitchen like she paid the mortgage. "Open this door right now," she barked, not asking, but commanding, with a tone that made my spine itch. And let me tell you, if you've ever heard someone try to own a room through sheer pitch, you know what I mean. Here's the thing. I was 20 miles out in Willow Creek, cussing under my breath as I heaved a 50-pound bag of feed onto a cart because, well, the cows don't care if your morning's going sideways. Then my phone buzzes, motion detected at my house. I pull up the live feed, and there she is, all severe blonde bob, suit jacket the color of old margarine, stomping through my kitchen like she's about to fire the staff. She's yanking open drawers, flipping spatulas, doing some weird inventory like she's hoping to find a smoking gun in my cutlery tray. And then, right on cue, she freezes, because she's finally noticed Bane. Bane's my dog. 70 pounds of trained German Shepherd, solid muscle, parked right between her and the back door. Ears up, eyes locked, silent as a shadow, holding the room with that scary calm you only get from years of training. She tries to regain her composure, shoulders squared, jaw set, like she's gonna stare down a dog who's forgotten more discipline than she's had in her whole HOA career. "This is an emergency environmental inspection. I have jurisdiction," she declares, like it's an incantation that'll summon authority out of thin air. Bane just tilts his head. He's not buying it. He knows how to cover exits, hold ground, and track a scent in places way less homey than a cinnamon and coffee kitchen. I give it a beat, then hit the speaker. Click. Deadbolts engage, containment mode. My house has a protocol for this exact kind of circus. She hears the locks and her face cracks, just a bit. She grabs the handle, finds it won't budge, pivots to the side door, but Bane's already recalculated the geometry, making it clear who owns this room. I keep my voice steady, for Bane's sake. "Ma'am, you're on camera. The K9 unit is recording. Sit at the table, keep your hands where I can see them, and wait for the county marshal." She glares up at the ceiling like God's hiding in my smoke. "Detector, I have authority under Township Code Section 41, she insists. I don't even let her finish. "You've got a pair of expensive heels scuffing my floor, and I didn't invite you in. Sit." That's when I spot my neighbor Patty through the kitchen window, phone out, filming everything. Patty has a sixth sense for drama. This time, she's got the whole confrontation, and by the time I throw the feed bag on the counter and sprint for my truck, my phone's blowing up with live views from every angle. Overhead cam, Bane's collar, you name it. All eyes on Vivian Price, president of the Blackwood Commons HOA, queen of the borrowed authority, lanyard wearing even if she printed the badge at home. I mutter, "Bane, watch," and he doesn't move a muscle. Vivian scrapes a chair back, sits like she's doing me a favor, and tries again. There was a chemical complaint in this district. Someone reported runoff. I had to enter under emergency provisions. "Great," I say. "Show the paperwork to the dog. He passed the bar last spring." She's not amused. Bane's ears flick to the front drive. A county SUV rumbles in, a full 5 seconds before I hear it. Marshal Rivera, county law, walks in with that slow, heavy presence that drops the temperature by 10 degrees. "Afternoon, ma'am." County marshal. Hands visible. K9's got the room. Vivian's chin does a brave little jump. "Emergency agricultural inspection, contamination event," she blurts. "Do you have a warrant or a verified emergency order from the state?" Rivera asks, dead calm. "Not your HOA." She whips out a whole folio, logo and all, business card that says, "Go Home Solutions Rapid Response Division." Looks legit, from 6 feet away. Rivera steps closer. "Never heard of a rapid response division that isn't government," he says, and dials the number on the card. It rings through to a call center. No humans, just options. Meanwhile, Vivian tries to sweet-talk Bane. "Good boy. Nice doggy." Bane's face doesn't twitch. He's reading intent, not words. Patty's stream is blowing up the town group. Half the comments are, "That's Bane. Look at the discipline." The other half are worried if a military dog should even be in a kitchen. Vivian's always had a new word for every meeting: surveillance, blight. Today it's contamination. By the time I hit the driveway, Rivera's got her at the table, folio open, chest cam recording. You entered with no verified authority, presented credentials with a dead phone tree, and a fake seal. You get how that looks? He says. The board empowered me, she insists. Which board? Rivera fires back. Your HOA can tell folks to mow the lawn, not cross their threshold. He looks at Bane. Partner, can we stand? Down. I call Bane to heel. He moves like he's on a rail. Rivera hands out a trespass warning, tells Vivian every word is on record, and promises to check every claim. The next morning, flyers rain down. Mailboxes, utility poles, all with a grainy photo of Bane, circled in black marker, weapons scrawled across it. Dangerous military dog, the headline warns. The playbook is obvious. Scare the town into giving up its edge by making the dog the villain. Town hall that night. Everyone's whispering, arms crossed. Vivian's talking like she's at a press conference. We can't have militarized animals as private security on farms. I might have lost the crowd if Mr. Hollis hadn't stood up. Hollis has been farming since before I was born. He holds up a spray bottle. Miss Price told me my pasture was leaking chemicals, came back 3 times with witnesses, scared me into signing her forms. This morning, Bane sniffed my fence, my well cover. This bottle sat each time. Marshal, the only thing contaminating my place was this. Rivera takes the bottle, gloves on. No such thing as a private emergency inspection division here. But the smear campaign's rolling. Someone spray paints "killer dog" on my barn. Someone splices Bane's video to make it look like he lunged at a man. I start keeping notes, smells, times, every odd thing. Bane traces the scent along fence lines, finds where the same chemical cocktail was sprayed on 3 different farms. It's harmless to cattle but stinks up a storm. Perfect for a scare. Vivian's scheme: create the problem, sell the solution, cash in on the panic. There were nights I thought about retiring Bane. Watching him stand like a statue while neighbors eyed him like a threat did something to me, you know? He stopped wagging for kids. Working dogs need a job. Take it away, you break something you can't put back. But then the county calls, the real environmental department, with a federal investigator. Who's seen scams like this before? They ask us to help. Rivera, Bane, and me, we set the table. At dawn, I back out the truck, wave at Patty's camera. Yeah, I look like an idiot. Bane waits in a blind spot, camera rolling. 3 hours later, a beige sedan pulls up. Vivian steps out, hair in a ponytail, windbreaker with another fake logo. She works the fence line with a spray bottle, missed the gate. Bane stays still, camera catching everything. She makes a call. 3 more farms lined up, older owners, easy targets. She tries my back door. Bane glides into view. She freezes. The moment you see yourself in the lens, your whole story tears a little. She backs off, calls me non-compliant, and the sedans roll in. Rivera, calm as you please, shows her the warrant. Evidence bags, charges, obstruction, fraud, interstate. Turns out, this was happening in 7 states. 3 weeks later, Bane and I are at the same hall where people once wouldn't look him in the eye. Now, kids line up to watch him work a scent. The board passes a rule: no emergency agricultural access without verified credentials, and, if needed, a K-9 verification. Vivian took a plea. There'll be restitution, probation, paperwork. She doesn't need vindication. Bane just needs a job. I still remember the red paint on my barn, the way old friends eyed my dog. But you want to know what changed me? Proof. It's slow, unsexy. It doesn't clear the room, but it wins if you let it build. So what about you? Do you hold your ground without turning mean? Ever had an HOA try to play City Hall? Or a neighbor turn panic into profit? Where's your line between order and control? Would you have retired the dog or put him on the line? Let me know. Argue it out below, just don't tear each other apart. Share this with someone who thinks a lanyard makes them the law. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, and keep your cameras rolling. Someone's peace might depend on it.